Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Shalhoub. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy over at the Red Eye News Deck. Andy, you doing okay?
Yeah, I am, Tom.
Oh, I thought you'd be sad about the Mets.
Nah, we got the Grom going in Game 6, then Syndergaard in Game 7, so I feel pretty confident about it.
Andy, I have some bad news for you.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, Tom. DeGrom looked shaky his last time out. Syndergaard's pretty inexperienced to be pitching a Game 7, but I have faith.
No, that's not in, Andy.
Yeah, I know. Cespedes might not be able to play, but honestly, the way he's been hitting, I can live with that. And besides, Bogaerts has looked pretty good at the plate.
I don't know how to tell you this, Andy.
You got to believe, Tom. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets. Everybody.
Let's welcome our guests. Excuse me, Vanna. Yes, her last name would like to buy a vowel. Reporter for the National Review and Fox News contributor Katherine Timpf. His accent drives ladies mad, and his rhetoric drives liberals crazy. National Review staff writer Charles Cook. She's hosted dating shows, cooking shows, and talk shows. She's like a daytime triple threat. Comedian Lynn Koplitz. And he wrote a book about being a cabbie. You can buy it in the back of his cab. Comedian Jimmy Fela. Okay, let's start the show. Should he fix it or nix it? Amid calls for Jeb Bush to quit the race, the former Florida governor is relaunching his campaign with a bus tour and a new slogan, Jeb Can Fix It. His campaign appears to be referring to the country's problems, but it's hard to ignore the subtext. Jeb's not dead, he can turn things around. Jeb has also hired a new campaign manager, Oscar Goldman, who's told reporters, quote, "We can rebuild him, we have the technology." All right, that might not be entirely true. On Monday, the campaign released a new ad.
After 7 years of incompetence, corruption, and gridlock in Washington, we need a president who can fix it. I can fix it. Massive deficits, historic debt. I can fix it. Workers' wages remaining stagnant. Historic cuts to our military. I can fix it.
Uh-oh, that'll leave a mark.
I can fix it. I can fix it.
You sit and split.
I know I can fix it because I've done it.
It has the strength to withstand storm force winds. Amazing.
Wow. Amazing.
That is inspiring, isn't it? Awesome. So, is Bush tough enough to come back? One reporter wanted to know.
Talk about your resilience, because some people don't think you know how to fight.
Man, they don't know me. They don't know me.
Did you sign this too, Luke?
I eat nails when I wake up, and then I have breakfast.
Oh, my God. There it is. That's all the proof you need. Lynn, he eats nails when he wakes up.
If you have to tell people you're tough, you're not that tough.
Oh, man.
Like Hillary and Donald are walking around trying to be likable. Mm-hmm. You know, they do eat nails for breakfast. She eats in a bowl her morning.
In a bowl? It's nice he puts them in a bowl, right?
Specifically, she's not an animal.
She is so many.
She's not an animal.
Otherwise,
she's
it'd
a
be
refined
uncivilized.
person. Yeah.
But look, I mean, that's the thing. He has to say it because no one's buying the Jeb thing, so he's got to go out and tell him. Why not? His campaign manager said, you got to tell him.
And I think the fix it thing is from what's always happened in their family. Like George breaks it and Jeb fixes it.
Oh, yeah, that goes back to childhood, doesn't it?
That's what I think. I think this is like what his mom said. Like Barbara was like, you know what we could do for the campaign? What we've always done. Your
Jeb
brother
can
broke
fix it.
I can fix it.
Oh, yes.
Poor Jeb.
It could work. Look, Jeb's got to
Right.
do something right.
I feel bad for Jeb, because here's the thing with Jeb. Jeb is kind of a decent guy. He's like the decent guy who's trying to pledge a fraternity, but his brother burnt down the frat house like 4 years earlier, so no one's giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I have this crack theory.
He's a little cross-eyed.
I have this crack theory that at this point, like he's only hanging around on the off chance that his dad dies and he becomes a sentimental favorite. That's my crack theory. Because they keep making this poor guy go.
Crack. That's a theory you have when you're on crack.
Maybe. But they keep making the guy go skydiving. He's like 91 years old. I don't like it.
Look, I think that you're right that Jeb Bush seems like a nice guy, so maybe that's not good for the beginning, but it's a good way to close if he can hold on, right, Katherine?
Look, I agree with you. I have never felt so bad for somebody so unbelievably privileged.
No.
He's had every advantage privilege in the world, and I'm still like, oh, I would not trade places with you, ever. He can't do anything that's not embarrassing. Everything he does, everything he says, every time you see his posture, it's all just so embarrassing.
But
why can't you pull it together? Pull it together, bro.
Well, I'll tell you why he can't pull it together, Katherine. And I think, Charles, you're going to agree with me on this. He isn't privileged. The problem that he is running is that everyone thinks he's privileged. They think he's walking into it. They think he's like a little Lord Fauntleroy. So, but the thing is, imagine if the same candidate, Jeb, was an unknown. We wouldn't be giving him such a hard time, would we?
No, but he wouldn't be there in the first place.
Oh, yes, you may be right about that.
My problem with him is I actually don't think he's being sort of the nice gentleman at the moment. If you look at what he did to Rubio this week, he's being a bit of a bastard, actually, on his way out.
I see.
And the other problem he has is that he does seem to be bringing up a whole bunch of stuff Republicans don't want to talk about because he's defending his brother. And so we're relitigating 9/11, we're relitigating Iraq, we're relitigating the Bush economy. Republicans don't want to talk about that. The fact that he's there is bad news for them.
Yes. Okay, all right. We wouldn't be talking about it if not for him. So it's not entirely his fault then,
well,
right?
I said I feel bad for him. I would give him a hug, and I generally don't like to be touched at all.
So that's a big deal for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel bad for him, but ugh.
Oh, Jeb.